Hey guys, Hadrigon here. Hope you're all having a good day. And today I want to make a video that's very special and very dear to my heart. How Komugi changed Meruem, the tragic love story of Hunter x Hunter. Without any further ado, let's get into it.
Damn, son, it's Major League Rock.
And she till I die, all these lollies call me. Rubbing on her thighs, she stay wet for her. Shawty so kawaii.
So, you're right, I did call this a love story. And I don't mean this in a sense of a romantic love. I mean this in a sense of true, unacquainted love. And that's exactly what Meruem experienced towards Komugi and vice versa. Now I want to talk about this video in two parts. Post the rose and before the rose. Before Meruem was reborn and after. And you find that both of these parts have big differences in their relationships and their love. Particularly from Meruem's ends. So beforehand, Meruem is someone that doesn't know who he is. He's someone that's come out with a supposition. He thinks, I'm hungry, I have the right to eat, I'm the king, I'm obviously the most powerful, I've got these people all bowing down to me as my slaves that let me do what I desire. And he comes across these moments where he starts questioning himself, his identity. He starts seeing the way that humans have relations with each other. And he starts thinking, is this really who I was supposed to be? And there's a part in the series where he gathers all the royal guards around him and he asks them, what is my name? And Poof's astounded by this. He goes, well, you don't need a name, you're the king. And when Komugi comes in and she challenges Meruem and bests him, his whole idea of, I'm the best, you worship me because I'm the best. That was his logic in his head, was because he's the best, people do as he says. So now that someone's better at him at something, he's completely thrown off his game. And at first, he's really angry, he wants to kill Komugi. But then he learns to respect her power, and in turn he follows his own logic by being her servant. And he doesn't even realize he's subconsciously her servant until he finds Komugi injured and getting attacked. And he's all of a sudden rushed with this devotion to try to help her. And that's not love, that's respect. But the more respect develops, it can turn into love. And the moment where Meruem starts loving Komugi is when Komugi nearly dies. And there's a good reason for that. It's because for us as humans, right, when we lose someone, that tends to be when we realize how much we appreciate them. For me, right, I've had a girlfriend in the past that I lost, and now it's like I appreciate them more. For you, you probably had the same experience. You probably had a friend that left and you wished they could come back. Or you had a father figure that passed away, or a friend that passed away. And then it's in those moments where someone's absence is gone, you can really feel them. And you can feel the panic in Meruem as he realizes that this person that he's looking to Komugi to find himself. Because Komugi to him is what he saw himself to others in the beginning. She is the person who's above him on the echelon of the tower of evolution because he can't beat her at Gongi. For Komugi, she starts loving Meruem pretty quickly. Her love of Meruem comes at the start when Meruem starts respecting her. It's a very sad story from Komugi's end because she's someone that's never really been appreciated. She's someone that's been an outcast, and she's finally been accepted. So when both of these lines coincide with each other, is after Meruem loses to Netero, and he is reborn. Because now all of a sudden, he's better than he ever was before. He was what he was before, but enhanced, better in every single way. But he feels more empty than he ever has before. He feels soulless and he can't work out what it is that's missing, because that was what he was created for. He was the ultimate killing machine. And it's because on some deep level with us in the universe, everything we touch, everything we do, and everything we live through interacts out with our surroundings. We all coexist within each other. So Meruem and his spirit and his soul was out of sync. And it's only when Welfin mentions Komugi's name that he's reminded of it. And in that moment where all the memories are flushing back, Meruem finds something us humans are looking for. Peace of mind, purpose. He's found his nakama. And in that moment where Meruem realizes that he doesn't care about the goal that's been placed for him. He wants his own personal resolution, his own personal sense of happiness and joy. And he sees that in Komugi, because she's the first person that hasn't seen him as a figure. She's seen him as the person. You know, she doesn't really bow down to him and go king, king, king. While she does, in the sense that she's trying to show respect, it's not out of a sense of duty. She's someone who's genuinely his friend. And often you find the cases that with us as humans, our greatest bonds are often trauma bonds. People who have been through traumatic experiences and share them with each other in low moments. And it's in those moments that the surrounding impact of that, whether it's trust, appreciation, it's enhanced extraordinarily due to the circumstances. And since Komugi and Meruem are both in extreme situations, this compounds to the fact that both their lives revolve around each other. And it's in that moment that Meruem has a chance I don't have and you don't have. The chance to spend another moment with that person. To have lost someone and be able to get them back. And that's why this is really dear to me. This conclusion to the Chimera Ant talk. Because we see that Komugi has lost hope. In her mind, she's been kidnapped by the enemy. And this hope she had maybe of having value, of finding someone that accepted her and Meruem was gone. And Meruem completely forgot about her existence. So when they both finally meet again, and Meruem does whatever it takes to get there, it's emotional. They go back to what they know, and it's Gongi. And in the way Gongi, it is a game, but it's the form of love, you know? It's a love language, because that's how they built their relationship. It's like with us, right? You got friends that you talk to, and each time you talk to them, it's like you go back. You have friends that maybe you play tennis with, or there's, you know, people tend to have habits, and this was their familiar habits of friendliness that creates positive dopamine receptors in the brain. So in this moments when everything's compounded and they both know they love each other, they both know this is it, a tragedy happens. Everything's perfect. You know, the hunters would have accepted Meruem if he wasn't going to do any harm. The disease. And this disease is representative of life. And not just of life, but of human life. Because us humans, since we're so inherently flawed, we self-sabotage. We do things against ourselves out of fear. And we do that because we know there's going to be chaos whatever happens, because other humans have the same nature. So we want to at least be able to control the disaster, the roller coaster. And in the end, we create roller coasters which, if we hadn't, they wouldn't have existed. They wouldn't have happened. And then Meruem is atoning for his first sin of challenging the humans, the then masters. And you've got some really, really powerful scenes here for their tragic love story. You've got the scene where Komugi spills her heart out. She says, am I allowed to be this happy? Someone like me? Is someone like me allowed to experience such emotions? And you can see Meruem, he's just He's looking at her, and he's just like, he's just looking at her, and he's everything's going through his mind, the appreciation, the gratitudes, how it's all come down to this moment. And they have a sense of true oneness, because when you get really close to someone, at some point you end up becoming in cohesion. You become one person with two different, personality traits. And that moment almost was like Komugi and Meruem's marriage. And from there, Meruem, who beforehand was thinking of course, finding some kind of way to leave Komugi without letting her know, decides to tell her that he's gonna die. And she decides to stay with him. And he loves her so much that he's willing to do what she wants, even if it's not what he wants. And that's the ultimate form of love, is, in fact, doing something you don't want to because you know it would help them. And in this moment, Togashi does a lot of things. He creates a parallel between Gon and Killua's dissonance and Komugi and Meruem's oneness. And it really is the final scene where the whole role in the relationship was Komugi, as I mentioned before, was the one who was at the peak of the evolution scale. So as Meruem's dying, Komugi is his mom, it's his mother figure. He's saying, Komugi, are you there? Are you there? Can you hold me? Can you say my name one last time? She does. And for her, that works for her because she's getting the sense of someone needs her, someone wants her. Meruem wants someone that he can have an impact on, and Komugi wants someone to feel like they need her. So this works perfectly for both of them. And it means they both die. It means they both die with their dreams, their goals, their ambitions. They died with no regrets because both of them, that's what they were searching for their whole lives. And that's why I think this is, of course, a love story, hence the title. And also tragic because it could have been so much more. And it's little moments like this that really remind us of the importance of the series of Hunter x Hunter. Because Hunter x Hunter, forget any of the story arcs, it's a story about Yoshihiro Togashi. And Yoshihiro Togashi's pain in the past, his back problems, him having to cancel Yu Yu Hakusho out of his own selfishness, as he says, and, feeling horrible about it. His problems, with his wife, where, his wife left and he had to go and kind of earn her coming back. It's all his way of showing struggle. Nothing in the story exemplifies struggle more than this love that always should have been, that was allowed to be, but at the cost of everything. Once they died, it's like they ceased to exist. With that, I'm gonna go cry in my room. No, I'll try not to, but I hope this video has at least made you, if not learned something, appreciate it more. Because really, if us or I can talk to you guy to guy, or I can talk to you human to human, as us who's lost someone, I'm just gonna use relationships because that's probably the aspect that I connect to, right? It's like seeing someone that you've broken up with and getting that, what's the word called? That getting that consultation, that closure, So the fact that struggle between Meruem realizing that he needs to get the closure before he dies, I think that was really the struggle of tragedy and powered by the love of the human spirit. And that's what it does so amazing. X Hunter, it's like a mirror, it's a reversal of each other. As the title is Hunters Hunting Hunters, this is tragedy turned to love. And here we have Meruem and Komugi. Thanks for watching. God bless you.
羽ばたいたら戻らないと言って目指したの